basically now we're going to start a series of little talks. So we're going to have, our next person to come up is James from the University of Leicester, and he's going to share a little bit about the work that he did with donations.
So, now before I wanted to start, I did just want to give a little cheeky shout out to all the boss, Servadas, and the whole organisation as a whole. It is my last year, hopefully, as a student, kind of on the committee, and every year I've been a part of boss in terms of doing this day. They've gone from strength to strength. I did post it on their Facebook page as well. These guys just did Sikh camp last week, and they've done this week. It's all out of their own time. So if you just a quick round of applause for all the best boss there, my guys. So I know my Leicester lot are probably somewhere thinking, hi, this bunda's here again. But I sent them like a 20-minute voice note this week about work that needs to be done. But yeah, I'll try and keep this short and sweet as possible. But I'll be having a word with you guys about stem cell and bone marrow donation. Sorry. Not going well. Cheers. Firstly, so those who need stem cell donations are those who either have blood cancer or blood disorders. Now, if you are found to be a match, 90% of you will be just giving your donation through a regular blood test style kind of procedure. So it's not that painful. I know some people don't like injections and stuff like that, but that's not too much to ask from people, I don't think. 10% do require a very small operation, but like I said, majority is just a very simple blood test style procedure. It's been a while since I did biology. I did get a D in biology A-level, so probably I won't explain a lot in terms of the biology behind it. But what I remember, stem cells are really good. Don't quote me on that. Stem cells are really good. They were like, can grow into any sort of cell, if I remember correctly. If anyone knows the science behind it, feel free to come and correct me. But yeah, that's why we kind of need the stem cells. If you look at the statistics on the board, you can sort of see why there is a need for black minority ethnic donors. So we have, say if one of us in this room needed a donor on that register, we have only got a 20% chance of finding a donor. Even if you were like kind of white, you would have a 60% chance. Then that reduces to 20% if one of us guys needed it. And there's only like 4% of that register at the moment is comprised of like black minority ethnic groups. So again, there is a greater need for us to kind of push this and to increase the donors. And so at the bottom there, you can see the main three organisations that kind of run the whole donor procedure. So you've got just because they're very big at the moment, they have a lot of easy materials to use. They're quite easy to find, things like that. I never knew DKMS existed until this year, so that's why Anthony Nolan would be my personal preference. But NHS Blood and Transplant, the really good thing about them, if any of you have given blood, or again I'd encourage you to give blood, it's a simple tick box, and you just tick that some of your blood is used as a sample for this to find out if you're a match. So that's a good thing about them. And then I thought I'd talk you through a couple of examples. Maybe not. It's not getting on with me today, is it? So the first one is Grant Baines. He was that one, perfect. He was a lad from Birmingham. I think he was 2 years old when he found out he had a blood disorder. And kind of, when I was doing the research for this presentation, these images kind of just hit me, because I was like, look how young this boy is. Obviously, he's a relatively new child to their family, and they've had to go through all of this. And it was like kind of the first big campaign we ever had within the Asian community to get stem cells on the register. And like the work that his family did, I just admire it so much in terms of they're responsible for thousands of Asians getting onto that register. And then luckily, in the second picture, oh, wrong one. In the second picture, so this is him last year, and he did find a match in Germany, thankfully. And I remember I was out tile shopping, as you do, you know, when you get a bit older. Yeah, not that exciting these days. And me and my sister were walking around the shop, and then we recognised his dad, and like I was completely blown away. And the reason we recognised him was because of this whole campaign. And although it might have been sad initially, I just think it was such a good thing that kind of I recognised him in this tile shop because obviously his message was getting out there. So yeah, this is just one of the cases that I thought I'd focus on. The other one, don't tell me it's broke again. Oh, wrong one. The other one is the Match for Raji campaign. Again, I was in Walsall Town, not Walsall, homesick now. I was in Leicester Town one day and I kind of ran into one of his family members and they told me about this campaign. Similar lad, I think he was 5 years old, he needed a match. And the reason why I wanted to highlight this campaign is because I know there's very small text up there, but this was just one typical kind of weekend, couple of weeks that his family did. I admire what his family did when they found out that he needed a match. Every week, every weekend, they were out as a family, getting all their cousins, getting all their friends in to host events to get people on the register. And this is just a brief example of kind of the events that they had across the country. And again, I just highlight this example because his family did everything they could to find him a match. Oh, one day I will get this button right. And then luckily again, a couple of months ago, he found a match. I was ecstatic when this happened. I was on holiday and my parents were like, why are you so excited, like jumping around like an idiot? Again, it's just because I was in contact with the family and I admire how much hard work they put in to find him a match. Yeah, like I said, like when your family needs you, really did step up. But obviously, in an ideal world, that shouldn't have happened. There should have been someone on the register already. His family could have spent that time kind of with him through the hospital procedures. And then that kind of brings me nicely, we worked that time, onto your place in the bun. Now, Boss used this as a workshop title in the President's Training Day, and it really hit me because I was like, that's when it hit down, what we have an effect. I think it's kind of been the theme of today that we are doing good work, even though like we might be 18, 19, we are having a lasting effect on people's life. So the things that you can do is your meet and greet and your longer on campuses. They're your biggest events. For Leicester, we get like 100, 200 people. So that's the most time you're gonna get in contact with people. So I think this year for the committee, I kind of said, let's play it cheeky as well. Get all the charities out there, get all the key messages we need out there whilst we've got the most numbers in front of us. So in the bottom right corner, you can see at the back of our meet and greet, ignore the bar, is just kind of where we had to have the event. We had a little stall at the back, and it was quite ideally placed. As people went, we were just kind of guilt tripping them to sign up to the register. But that day, that was our meet and greet, we got about 30 people signed up. So again, that's 30 people who wouldn't have been on that register if it wasn't for Sikh. So again, just invite someone down, either host it yourself at your meet and greet, at your Lungaran campus. We did a similar sort of thing for our Lungaran campus. I'll show you a picture in a second. And what I mean by society collaboration is, so these two ladies, well, the one girl running it, she's not part of Sikh, so she's part of Leicester Marrow. So we're quite fortunate to have our own society on campus that deal with kind of all this Anthony Nolan. So get them involved, so you don't have to get clued up on the ideas or anything like that. You don't need to run the biological aspect of it. They will do it all for you. So she just stood at the back with her team. We got on with our meet and greet at Lungaran campus, and she did what she did. And it worked really well. Also, a point to note about that is that, I don't know if similar SUs do sort of thing, we get awards for our societies, and it's on a point system, and I think 10 points you get straight away for collaborating with another society. So what you'll find is a lot of these societies are interested in working with you. So we sent an email out, and she loved to work with us because she could use it for her benefit as well. Similarly, get other faith and cultural societies. We need people on the register, whether that's like Pakistani Sikh, ISOC, Bhangra Sikh, whatever it is, just get them on the register. Even if it's like Christian Sikh, whoever it is, just get them on the register. So now you'll see like wrong one, maybe not. It was going so well. So again, a very exclusive pic what I've just got from our GoPro from our Lungaran campus. I know it's very hard to see, but again, this was our Lungaran campus, and you can just see Leicester Marrow. We let them have a little stall there. Again, she was doing her own thing the whole day. I was running around like a headless chicken, but it was so good kind of outsourcing that to someone. So then I remember noticing people eating their lungar, and once they'd finished, she went down to them, spoke on their level, and he was quite good with the elements of Sikh in terms of quality, sitting on the floor and all that. She kind of spoke to them one-on-one and got them to sign up to the register. And again, you can probably see compared to that to when we had our Lungaran our meet and greet, we kind of stepped up the efforts. Again, it's a very simple thing to do, just at the back, doing her own thing. I suggest you get your equivalent societies on your campus involved. If you want to run it, but it saves you a job. So then, the real reason why Jagveer Baji asked me to do this talk was because we have our own case study. But I know I didn't mention it, the way you donate, you find out if you're a donor, it's very simple. They either take a swab of your mouth, or you just spit into a little tube, and they analyse that. So back in 2016 now, when I first joined Sikh, I was charity coordinator, and I had this idea. I've been doing a similar talk like this when I was in secondary school. So I said to the president, let's order some spit kits for the meet and greet, and it's very last minute as usual with Sikh. I think we only got about 10, 20 kits down. But so again, this is our meet and greet 2-3 years ago, and we had spit kits there. I think we ran out of spit kits because we needed more. Again, that was us ordering the spit kits ourselves, but we weren't really clued up on the SU then. We should have got someone else in to help us. So yeah, we just gave out spit kits. And then we were very fortunate to find out afterwards that one of our committee members, our sports coordinator, Arandeep, was found a match. On the left, okay, that hasn't come out very well on screen, you can see him putting into the group chat, telling us that he's been found a match. Ignore me getting rinsed for my charm making skills at the top. I thought I'd rather put that than my message responding to him being a match, because I got a bit emotional, I got a bit gassed. Because again, like, we're not bragging here, I'm just saying, trying to show you what kind of power you have. That was me and the president having the idea to bring in spit kits. As a result of that, he obviously spit in his tube, and he's found to be a match. As a result of that, he saved someone's life. So Sikh Sock saved someone's life. And it's mad, it was just a simple idea that we had. So yeah, that's why I was very gassed about it at the time. And that kind of brings, last one actually worked. That kind of brings me back to this idea of your place in the band. You can genuinely change lives through your time at Sikh Sock. I always used to get disheartened when like 4 people turned up to our events, but then even when I was researching and making this presentation today, I had to remember that we saved someone's life at Sikh Sock. I think the lad he matched with was in Germany. Next year he'll be able to meet him. But we like I said, I can't reiterate enough, we saved someone's life. So even if you've got 4 people turning up to your event, it's kind of the theme that I've got from all the speakers today, we have the power to change someone's life. So just always remember that. And then again, talking back to the Match for Raji campaign, is that, so let's say there's about 100 of us in this room today. We've all got family, we've all got nieces, we've all got nephews and all that good stuff. One day, if one of our family, which is probably likely, like looking at statistics, needs a match, or rather there be a perfect world where if they need a match, they go onto the register straight away and they find a match. Or rather it not happen what Raji's family had to do when they had to work tirelessly every week to find a match. So again, looking to the future for our band, hopefully one day if any of us or our family need a match, it'll be a simple case of contacting Anthony Nolan and they've got one straight for you, and you wouldn't have to put in that hard work that Raji's family did. So yeah. I thought about bringing swabs today, but I was a bit late as usual. What I'll say is just Google Anthony Nolan, they'll send out a kit to you. I mean, even if you found a match, like I said, it was really good. They went to Aaron's house at uni. It was very messy. I remember the Snapchats he sent us. They kind of took another blood test just to see if to confirm the match, and then they paid for him to go down to London, put him in a hotel to have the proper, when you saw that other Snapchat picture where he had his blood taken out of him and his stem cells taken out of him. So again, Baji and anyone else, sign up yourselves, Anthony Nolan, and get in some spit kits, or get in like a Leicester Marrow type society for your meet and greets. So just, yeah, on the final note, messed it up for the last time. Again, you can't see that, tell your Masi Damunda, tell your Jijas go under and just tell everybody to sign up. That's it for me, I'm conscious of running over time, so Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.